Oh, this is Conrad playing Tempo Doomsday. Though this is a short match against Sneak and Show that I want to show. Again, we are playing the similar deck list to Eureka, but we have Consider and LED instead of the fourth Petal and the fourth Tamio. We are on the draw. And we have the turn 2 Doomsday with Force Protection, which is good, so of course we keep it. Opponent plays Sulphurous Springs, which is a bit rare. I think sometimes I see it in tempo decks, but really rarely. Opponent plays Ponder, so we don't really know what it is. And we have the Daze, so this is really good. So we can just play the Petal to get Daze Protection and the Ponder. So let's see what we see here. And against Ponder deck, usually Tamio is really strong, and also we get more lands. So in case we get wastelanded or something, we have another land. So I decide to draw the Tamio and then the land, and the third land we can also shuffle, or probably will shuffle away. Opponent plays Show and Tell, and we can Daze, but the problem is if we Daze we cannot Doomsday next turn, so I decide to Force instead. And opponent forces back, and now we have to Daze because we have to assume there's something like an Emrakul or something. So, and we don't have a next turn win, only next turn Doomsday. So Doomsday takes another turn, but we have the Tamio, which is really good, so we can get something back, and we attack, get a clue, but we don't crack the clue with the Petal, but instead we try to cast the Doomsday, and opponent doesn't have an island, so we don't need to be scared of Daze, and opponent just concedes to the Doomsday. So let's go on to the next game. So unfortunately we don't have Sheldog Isle Emrakul in the sideboard, because having the Emrakul would be nice against Show and Tell, but we bought out a push, we bought in the Force of Negation, and also we get out Consider LED, because it's not that great in a Force mirror match. And yeah, the Consign is also not bad in case we can maybe consign an Emrakul trigger, or maybe they play Vexing Bobble or Defense Grid or whatever. And we also bring in the second Thoughtseize, of course. So we are on the draw again, and we have a hand. We don't have the combo, but we have Consign and Daze. Maybe I should have mulliganed this, but I keep it. So we are Thoughtseizing, or no, sorry, we are keeping the Thoughtseize on top. We could Thoughtseize now using the Petal and the Edge, but then we would lose both our mana sources. I think this is not worth it. I mean, if opponent has had like an additional mana source and Show and Tell plus monster plus Force, then we would lose, but I still think it's not worth it. Okay, opponent plays a Brainstorm and can shuffle away the bad cards. And we play Thoughtseize on the opponent. Opponent does shuffle away the bad cards and play a Brainstorm. And we decide here, because we don't have the combo in hand, that we Daze it, the Brainstorm. I think it's worth it here. So we can see what the opponent has. And the problem is the opponent has 3 mana next turn. So we could take away the Show and Tell and hope they don't have another land, but I think it's risky. Pyroblast, they can Pyroblast the Oracle, okay. But until that, maybe we can make a pile with a Thoughtseize or something. So, or with a Cavern. So I decide here to take away the Emrakul, because then they can only show and tell into sneak attack. Of course, there's always the chance that the opponent draws into another monster, but we have to take the risk. And opponent does go for the Show and Tell. And we just put into Undercity Sewers and hope there is no Emrakul or something. Okay, there is sneak attack, and the problem is now we do so well the force of negation, which would have been perfect before, but right now it does nothing because sneak attack is just an activated ability. We cannot consign it also. So we put the force of negation in the graveyard and we hope to find Doomsday. So we get lucky in this match. Like in the other match, I saw no Doomsday and here I see Doomsday. So, okay, I go for it and we know the opponent has in hand. We took the Emrakul and the sneak attack is in play. Show and tell is also gone and Misty Rainforest I think as well. So there's a Pyroblast and one unknown. So if this is like a Seaman Spirit Guide, we probably lose. Or if this is, I think a Daze could also kill us, but we have to take the gamble. I think we could wait a turn and hope opponent doesn't draw a creature for the sneak attack, but I decide to just go for it this turn, and I think about the pile a long time because we don't have Lion's Eye Diamond Consider, and this is always for me difficult to find a pile that wins in the same turn if we don't have Consider and LED and we don't have much mana. But what we do have is we have one extra mana, we have no land drop, and we have Edge of Autumn. So I think Brainstorm, Petal, Street Wraith and Oracle. We brainstorm into Petal, Street Wraith. Then we have two cards to put away, but then we have no way to reaching the Oracle. And then I went into the Patreon guide from Eureka, and this pile was also there. And the pile guide, I just didn't understand how to stack the pile until I understood, you have to put the Street Wraith on the top. And then finally I understood, okay, we cycle into the Cycler. Now there are 3 cards in the library, and now we can make an imperfect pile using the Brainstorm to draw Petal, Oracle, and put away Consign and Delta, and now we lose 2 days, but opponent doesn't have it, and we win the match. Yeah, thank you, and I'm happy to receive your comments. Until the next time.